it's Moose, and thank you so much for joining me back here. It's been a while since I have filmed anything, over a month I would say. A lot has been happening. Ethan is home after like 5 months, so I'm so happy with that. Right after he got home, we went home to West Virginia for 2 weeks for Christmas and New Year's. We have moved. I cut my hair off. And if you follow me on any kind of social media, you will know that I am pregnant, which I am so happy about. I will post some belly shots like right now, I guess, just to show you my belly, because I know people are always interested in seeing that, usually if they click on a pregnant video. I have gotten pretty big the last couple of weeks. I am currently 27 weeks pregnant, 6 months, almost into my 3rd trimester. So I'm pretty far along. We kept it a secret for so long because Ethan's parents didn't know that I was pregnant. Since he was at this training, he wasn't allowed to have his phone or anything like that. All we had were letters. And he didn't want to tell them over the phone, understandably, when he did get like a 30-second phone call. So we waited until they came down for his graduation to tell them that I was pregnant. And then after them, we had to tell the rest of his family back home in West Virginia, which we did at Christmas time. And so yeah, now everybody knows, and it's such a relief. If you have ever tried to hide your pregnancy, you know how difficult that can be. 1, because you're so excited that you want to tell everybody, and 2, I mean, after you get so big, it's just kind of hard. Thankfully, luckily, in this situation, we do live 8 hours away from everybody that we know, so it wasn't as difficult for us as it has been or would be for other people, but it still wasn't easy. And I ended up telling my family because when I went home for Thanksgiving, you know, I was 5 months pregnant, almost 6 months pregnant, and starting to show, and it's kind of hard to hide that from people that you're spending all day with. My mom knew early on just because I went to stay with her and my stepdad. You know, I went to stay back home in West Virginia for about a month when Ethan first left, and in my first trimester I stayed so sick that it would kind of be just impossible to hide that from her. So yeah, I do want to talk about everything a little bit, just because I'm excited to talk about being pregnant, because I like being pregnant. 1, the first trimester sucked, absolutely sucked. I did not like being pregnant during the first trimester. We found out I was pregnant about a month into the pregnancy and like a week before Ethan left for his training. So I spent most of this pregnancy by myself until he recently got home. And especially in that first trimester, he was gone. I was sad about him being gone. My body was still trying to adjust to growing something inside of it. And I stayed so sick the entire time. Like I said, we found out I was pregnant about a month into it. I was about 4 weeks pregnant during my first baby appointment. And during my first appointment, I weighed 140 pounds. By the end of my first trimester, I weighed 125 pounds. So I lost like 15 pounds during the first trimester, and it was awful. Just being honest with you guys, it was awful. And I was miserable the whole time. Even things like water was disgusting. I drink a lot of water usually when I'm not pregnant. Like before I got pregnant, that's pretty much what I drank exclusively. Unless we went out to eat, then I would get something else. But around the house, at home, you know, day-to-day basis, I drank water. And it got to the point where I couldn't even drink water unless it was room temperature. Like I have this big tumbler that I carry around all the time that I keep water in, and I keep ice in it. And I like it because it keeps my ice like in the cup for days at a time. It's so good. So it keeps my water cold, and I like to carry it around. I got to the point where even if I just got like, we have a Brita pitcher, that's what we use. Even if I didn't put any ice in it, if I just poured the water from the pitcher into my glass, I had to let my water set for like 30 minutes to get room temperature. Otherwise it would make me nauseous. I couldn't eat meat. We're a big chicken family. We eat a lot of chicken. I can eat other meats. Like I don't mind beef and stuff like that. My husband and I don't really care much for pork, but I got to the point where I couldn't eat anything with meat in it. It would make me vomit. So yeah, the first trimester sucked, and I don't think there's anything wrong with admitting that. I was not happy to be pregnant in those first couple months. And I love being pregnant. I do. It's so cool to feel everything happening and to see your body change and to see your baby move inside of you and grow. But I also think it's important to be honest with yourself and with others that it's not always great. There are a lot of things about pregnancy that can be uncomfortable. Thankfully, I have had a pretty easy pregnancy so far, other than the first trimester and being so sick all the time. Since I hit the second trimester, things have been wonderful. I can eat what I want to, I can drink what I want to at any temperature that I want. The only thing that really gets me now is I get back pain if I like overexert myself. So like when we moved, I moved all the furniture that I could by myself in our car, and we're 8 hours away from family, so I was doing that by myself. That made my back hurt a lot. It wasn't because it was heavy. Like I didn't pick up the heavy stuff because I didn't want to, you know, hurt myself or the baby, but just that effort of like squatting down and picking up and just carrying stuff in general hurt my back to the point where I took a bath almost every night in warm water just to try to help it a little bit. Other than that though, things are great. We are having a little boy. We're naming him Samuel Locke. So his name will be Samuel Locke Smith. And Locke originally started as a joke, you know, locksmith, blah, blah, blah. Our last name is Smith. But we actually like the name. So, and surprisingly enough, listen, when you're pregnant, everybody's going to have a problem with whatever you do, whether it be names, whether it be brands you pick out for diapers or bottles or, you know, anything like that. Someone's always going to have an opinion. So if you're pregnant or you're thinking about having a baby or you want babies in the future, you know what I'm talking about, or you will. And yeah, we're getting some flack for Locke, but I was also shocked that we're getting some flack for Samuel. I feel like Sam's a pretty regular name. It's not uncommon, it's not weird, you know, it's just a normal name, but there have been some people that don't even like Samuel. So it doesn't matter what you do. People are going to have their own opinions about it, and they're going to have something to say. Yeah, we're going to have a little Sammy. We are excited. We haven't got any of the nursery done. Really, our baby shower is this month, so we're waiting to see what all we get and what all we still need to buy. Ethan's parents still have his crib from when he was a baby, so we will be bringing that back with us after the baby shower so we can finally put that in the nursery and then get everything else kind of started. Like I say, I am 27 weeks as of right now. Today is Friday. I roll over on Tuesdays, so come Tuesday I will be 28 weeks, and in my third trimester I think is 28 weeks. Very close to the end of this, but our baby is measuring 2 weeks ahead right now. So when I went home for Christmas, Ethan hasn't been to any of the appointments because he was at his training. And so my mom found this place kind of locally. It was about an hour away from where we're from. And this place did 3D sonograms for like a flat rate. It was a sonographer who didn't work for like a doctor or a hospital or anything like that. He just had, he just had his own equipment and stuff, and so we could go see our baby, and it was so cool because Ethan hadn't got to see him previous to that. Like I say, he hasn't been here. But at that appointment, you know, he did all the measurements and stuff like that, and the baby is measuring 2 weeks ahead, and he said, the sonographer said that if he keeps up this growth rate, that he expects he'll either be early. I'm due April 7th, he'll either be early, I'm expecting a March baby, like a late March baby, or he'll be like 8.5 to 9.5 pounds. That's a big baby, so I'm kind of torn. I want my baby to be healthy. I don't care either way. I prefer it not to be that big. I do want to deliver naturally if at all possible, and that would hurt. It's going to hurt either way, but that's a big baby, so. But yeah, the baby's healthy. At my last appointment with my actual doctor, he was measuring a week ahead, and that was about a month ago. And then we went and had the sonogram done, and he was measuring 2 weeks ahead. So he's always kind of been a big baby compared to the average, but as long as he's healthy, I'm fine with that. And he is, as far as they can tell. When they did the anatomy sonogram, everything looks good. You know, I'm feeling good, I'm healthy. And as far as the whole weight thing, at my last appointment, I weighed 133. So I am starting to gain weight back. I might be 140 again at my next appointment next week. So I might be back to my starting weight. I don't know. I'm not really that concerned about weight though. I'm all belly. I'm all belly. A lot of people say I'm blessed for that. I've gained a little bit of weight in my face, but otherwise I look kind of sick everywhere else. I know that sounds weird, but I'm just excited. I'm excited. And I just wanted to ramble a little bit about my baby. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe down below. Let me know if you want more baby videos. I'd be happy to do that. And thank you guys. We'll be back here next time. See ya.